All right, good morning, y'all. I got a lot going on, so I got to do these videos from the car. So, I want to talk about something this morning. Listen, if you're new to the channel, man, please by all means hit that subscribe button. Share my videos. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell, and then like my videos, man. So I'm gonna come at it like this morning. Today is March the 3rd, 2021. People, I talked to an individual yesterday. He'll let me know if he want to decide for me to come on board and help him with his situation. And so I'm constantly, it may sound like I'm talking about the same thing, but I got to talk about it from a different perspective, because sometimes one thing can be brought to, can come to existence from many different perspectives. And, you know, when I was 37 years old and I resumed a relationship with my dad at 35, my dad said women are just dumb. And the way he said it was probably, no, if you just listened to me for the first time, you would think that I'm that. And my dad said women are just dumb. And an example that he gave was Jimmy, his friend, was screwing a woman that lived in Livingston, New Jersey, that was married to a doctor, and would come back down to the community you guys call black and give herself to a bum. Now, I want to be clear about something. My daughter was born in Livingston, New Jersey, at Livingston Hospital. The dude that owns Snapple lives in Livingston, New Jersey. The dude got 7 Bentleys, one for each day of the week. All right, that's the depth of Livingston, New Jersey. I helped a client one time that was in Livingston, New Jersey, and got into an accident in Livingston, New Jersey, and ended up with a $2 million judgment. Why? More so than anything, those individuals in those individuals in Livingston, New Jersey want to show that black woman, don't bring your ass up here and get into an accident with no insurance, okay? That's Livingston, New Jersey. And my dad, when he first said that, the first thing I said was, I don't know what type of individuals this guy dealt with, but he's hooked up. And then my dad told me exactly what my daughter was going to do, down to the detail. I responded to that man and said, Dad, me and my daughter got a different relationship. If my dad was living today, I would kiss the ground he walk on, because he was right. Now, I'm telling you guys this because I own a business, and it is my job to help men resume a relationship with their children. But the unfortunate perspective, when a man wants to have a relationship with fighting for a relationship with his child, the thing that's in the way, you guessed it, a woman. So estrogen will never make that correlation between what I do and why I talk about women the way I do. But I'm done with trying to help individuals understand. If you think I hate women, damn, you're right. If you think I'm being educational, you're right. Whatever you think, you're right. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When I helped 80% of, remember, I helped over 200,000 people in my life. I did. 80% of those individuals that hired me did not hire me based on the perspective of what they was going through in court. They hired me based on the problems that they was having with the woman. And I'm like, first I was like, dog, you called me for this nonsense? This is why, if you listen to my literature from 5 years ago and listen to my literature today, it's totally different. I need y'all to follow me. People, I was talking to this individual yesterday that was literally fighting to give his child, his woman, and his children, three children, a good life. He was dealing with an individual that said, nope, I want to be just like Shaquita. I want to convince the world that you're a black man and you are no good. Now I need y'all to follow me this morning. People, I'm going to tell you what I see around me in the black community. Or should I say the community you guys call black? Because it's different in the community you called white. Now I'm gonna make a reference to one of the black queens that gave me the knowledge about this. I'm gonna give y'all some literature from a black queen named Shahrazad Ali. And remember, she wrote the book, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding a Black Woman. There is no white man's guide to understanding a white woman because there's no need for one. There is no Puerto Rican guide for the Puerto Rican man to understand a Puerto Rican woman. German, Italian, there is none because it is not needed. And one of the things that Miss Ali says in her book is the black man and the black community have a problem. They do not get along. And the first thing the black man must understand before he can advise a solution, because we are the leaders, is the black woman is out of control. Children mentality lives with the perspective of out of control. So, people, I'm gonna tell you what I've learned and what I've seen from individuals in the community you call black. And in case you didn't make the correlation or the connection as to why I have to do this, it's so that 20-year-old kid that's coming along, because I asked black women to try to teach the young black girls about the things they went through with black men, but they don't want to do that because they don't want to offend their queens. They don't want to do that. So they listen to me and think that, oh, this is a perspective coming from me and how I feel. But this is estrogen we're talking about. They can't separate themselves from negative criticism, hearing anything negative. They somehow, some mysterious way, some magic from God, find a way to make it this situation concerning them. But I need y'all to follow me. Check this out. What if I told you that what Miss Ali said was correct? People, I'm going to tell you something that I learned from my own mother. And what I learned from my own mother is women in the community you guys call black, their default setting is they will never love you 100%. They will never. They won't. There's always going to be a threshold you're going to hit. Some women, their threshold is lower, but however, some women, you'll get further. Now, I'm not saying that they won't love you, have all this thing, but then there'll be a certain step that you're saying, hey, you can do it this way, you can go here. It will never happen. Never happen. It won't happen. It will never happen. People, I'm gonna tell you something. I told y'all before, you don't know nobody that can strategize better than me. You don't. They don't exist. Right? I have told individual things and they will rebuttal it with something that's 100% pure garbage. But two things. Number one, their perspective is it's just them. And like I'm telling you now, you're saying it. And that's one. And number two, that threshold of you're a black man. People, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. When I was talking to this guy yesterday, let me say it again. When I was talking to this guy yesterday, let me say it again. When I was talking to this guy yesterday, I was listening to a man that was mentally drained and lost. He was lost. And he reminded me of me. He reminded me of me. You try to give, you try to love, you don't do anything that'll bring hurt, but it's not accepted. Remember, I'm the guy that told you they don't love you based on how well you love them. They only love you based on what you let them get away with. That's where I always have and always will have problems with women. They can't say I don't love them. They can't say none of that. But the second they want to say X, Y, Z and be this way, and I say, hold the fuck up. That's the problem. And it will always be like that. What you got to understand, in the black community, you will always be the enemy, sir. Now, you want some perspectives of what I'm saying, right? Okay. Atia LaShawn Bradley. I'm gonna give you two people, Atia LaShawn Bradley and my own mother. Atia LaShawn Bradley had a baby with a man that had a hot dog truck, was flipping cars, worked at the post office, and had rental income. We was living good. But I hit that threshold with Atia LaShawn Bradley. And that threshold wasn't, I'm going to fall back, I'm going to get off my bull, because I got a man. I hit the jackpot. Nope. Still wasn't good enough. Now, I just said earlier, they don't love you based on how well you love them. They only love you based on what you let them get away with. Had I let Atia Bradley get away with talking to me like I was a piece of trash, have I would have let Atia Bradley get away with beating on me, we would have got along just fine. And then something in the community you call black is not something done in the white community. In the white community, the white woman is going for those family heirlooms. Now let me pause for a second. Individuals will listen to this and get mad. I don't give a fuck. I don't. Because what gets me upset is when I hear individuals like myself getting treated like a booty outka and get treated like a bum under the context of all y'all black men are like that. And then I go into the archives of how women treated me and how I told one woman, how you gonna love me? You only gave me 15% of yourself. Back to the topic at hand. The white woman, you see, the white woman seeks out a good mate, a man. And then that man sees to it that he teach his white daughter the next thing, the same perspective. And that is how to be a hunter. You see, with white women, there's an objective. And child support is not the objective. It's not. In the community you call black, child support is the objective. In the white community, the objective is come up off them family heirlooms. You say you got a house, yeah, I need to get that. No. Let me get part of that retirement. No. You got those collection of cars? Yeah, I'm going to need you to cash those up, and I need that. In the community you call black, the only objective is child support. That's the only objective. I'm getting this good for child support. And then last night I was talking to a friend of mine, James Lewis, Help Before Wealth, and he said, I asked a woman, is the black queen more civil with the white man or more civil with the black man? And this is what she said. He was reading me the text and it said something like, I was led to believe. So I'm gonna talk about being led to believe. You hear Sister Shahrazad Ali said we was led to believe that having our own credit cards and having our own job is being independent, and what now we don't need no man. How is it that the only women on this planet that are led to believe that you can simply have your own credit card and your own job, now you don't need a man? How come that woman that James Lewis was talking to in a text, how come every mature, politically correct answer is we was led to believe? Who is leading these individuals? How come I have problems with individuals looking at me saying, yup, he said he don't like that, I did that, and that's why he tore off into my ass? I don't get that, and never have, and never will. How come I don't never get The last dude, I couldn't call that dude on a Friday. His phone was cut off. He cheated on me. I ain't getting none of that with the dude. How come I've never had a woman that praised me for all the things that I didn't do that the last guy did? How come? How come? How come? How come? How come? How come I'm focused?
1 3 1 4 5 9.
How come? How come? How come I have had issues that you would think that a woman would be proud of the fact that she ain't getting that from me? How come? How come? I'm listening to this dude yesterday say, I tried to be there for my children. My father wasn't there for me. I wanted to be there. And that is what's being taken advantage of. How come? How come? How come? How come? How come? How come the average man will never ever be in the community you call black? How come that average man will never be loved based on what it is he is doing as a man? How come there are so many, and I mean so many perspectives of a man in the community? How come? How come the narrative in our community is take him down in front of the white man? How come the narrative in our community is all the good black men are either gay or in jail? How is that perspective even possible? How is that perspective even possible? How do you get good, black, and gay in the same sentence? How? So here's what I'm getting at. Here's what I'm getting at. Know your market. I told you that last week. Know your market. That's number one. Know your market. When you know your market, you'll know where to put your love. People, I'm here to tell you that I understand that if you talking about you, I'm talking to you men now. I'm never talking to booty outers or bums. See to it that you, like, you know how you take an orange and you squeeze it, and when you squeeze it, you squeeze the orange and you only get a little bit out of it, and then when you can take that same orange and put it on an extractor and then extract more juice out of it. Please make sure that you get all that you entitled to and all the potential out of your mate. Now, what do I mean when I say potential out of your mate? There's a lot of individuals in the community you call black that got the potentials of a wife, but they're giving it to the game. They got the potential of being your mate, of being that person that you need to go to the next level, but they're giving it to someone else. There's some XYZ with the church. I'm on the church staff, so I can't. Please make sure that when you deal with when you deal with somebody, please make sure that they will, under all circumstances, give everything to you. Please make sure. Please make sure. Please make sure. I make sure, and I make sure that all that I am, I'm ready to give to whomever I'm dealing with. And if you let them tell it, they will say I am too. I just know what I'm doing. And when I listen to individuals that are as you supposed to be, and I see white men giving the same thing to their white women and they're going further, I'm not understanding. And please, leave your comments at the bottom of the video. If I'm so wrong at what I'm saying, how come I never get individuals that leave comments under the videos, but I get emails? I get women emailing me. Their dumb perspective. Their dumb perspective of how, well, you got to understand it this way. I ain't got to understand nothing. Dumb is dumb. It's dumb. Have a good day, y'all.